Uneducated.
Uneducated experts.
With Mink and Jones. Telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Episode 29.
Yo, it's the Uneducated Experts, your favorite podcast in the entire world, on the entire World Wide Web at that. I am Mink.
I am Jones. I don't know what that was, bro. I thought you were going to do like the Step Brothers, World Wide Web.
Oh, nah. I'll add the echo later. Anyways, yo, we back, bro. It's been like 11 days.
I know, man. Jesus, I know. We always try to get this out before the Thursday night football game. We don't even know if we're going to get this out before Sunday kickoff. It is Friday at noon. But
Actually, I take that back. We did the live feed.
We did do the live feed, yeah, but that was only to our Facebook viewers.
True that.
So if you didn't see it and you listen to this, go to Facebook.com/Uneducated Experts and like the page so you can see our dual Facebook live sessions when we can't get on the mic in a timely manner.
Yep.
But yeah, so week 8 is in the bag.
Wait, do you have anything you want to say before we get into it?
About life?
No, about football.
About week 8?
Yeah, or week 9.
Nah, I don't even really want to talk about week 8, dude. It was so past week 8 now. It's Friday. Week 9 has already started with a Thursday night football game, which we got wrong, by the way. We are terrible with Thursday night football game predictions.
I agree. I want to come out real quick and say, fuck Jerry Jones.
Free Zeke. Hashtag free Zeke.
You are ruining my fantasy standings team, whatever you want to say. I've had Alfred Morris sitting on my bench for like 4 weeks now. Let him play.
Well,
let the suspension be upheld.
Yeah,
Jerry,
no,
I'm just playing. If you hear this,
no.
I'm just playing, bro. Don't do your little magic stuff and get me kicked off.
Hashtag free Zeke. He gets to play again, at least for one more week. Big game against the Chiefs.
Jones.
We'll get into that later. What's up?
If Jerry Jones called you personally and said, stop doing your show with Mink, what would you do?
I'll say pay me or we're going to keep doing it. And then I'll cut you half a check.
And then we'll just change our name.
Then we'll just change the name. Exactly. We'll call it something else and keep going with it. Then he'll have to pay me another check.
I'll go buy Chink.
You go about what?
That was pretty stupid. I don't know. That was stupid. I'm not even going to repeat it.
Please don't repeat that. I don't know what you just said. Anyways.
I said Chink.
So.
I'm trying to think of something wrong with Mink. Anyways.
Usually we recap the games. Nothing stood out besides what we predicted, which was the game of the year. Deshaun Watson versus Russell Wilson. Texans and the Seahawks. In my opinion, nothing stood out. Everything else was pretty standard. It was pretty easy to
R.I.P.
predict.
Deshaun Watson's ACL.
Yep, definitely R.I.P. Deshaun Watson's ACL. You know what I got out of that Deshaun Watson game? I want that to be the only game we recap because we're already in week 9, like I said. But now I ain't saying Russell Wilson is old, but there's always games when you have a vet Super Bowl winning quarterback against a young gun. Is a passing of the torch kind of thing. And what I got out of that was Russell Wilson was like, not yet, young buck, not yet. Like, let me show you how we do it here in Seattle, the way we have been doing it for the last 4 years. And went out there on 3 plays in like 30 seconds and scored a game-winning touchdown.
I mean, I agree. You got to remember, they just got, which actually makes no sense to me, but they just went and got the left tackle from the Browns.
No, yeah. We'll get into that's what I really want to talk about. Majority of this segment is those trades that took place. You know, typically the NFL trade deadline is no noise at all, very little splash trades here or there. This year has been totally different. Just like this offseason has been different when people were making a lot of trades of players before the draft. You know, that usually doesn't happen much, and we saw a lot of players get traded in the offseason. Then you fast forward to this trade deadline. And this week has been crazy with trades of some focal point of offensive players like Jay Ajayi and Kelvin Benjamin being traded. But yeah. But that game was something to watch, boy. Texans and Seahawks. And I say it again, like, everybody wants to put wins, losses on the quarterback, but, you Texans, offense, you're sitting there like Deshaun Watson, like, I gave you 38 points. You guys can't stop them one time. That's pretty crazy, man.
My bad. I was over here walking around. I had to go close my door because I hear one of my kids' tablets dinging in the background. So.
Oh, I was like, where'd you go? But yeah.
I was gonna tell you, but then you would have talked about it, so I was trying to do it without you realizing it, which we just then talked about anyway. So doesn't matter.
Well, you good. Anyways, did you hear everything I said?
Yeah. I was still on the phone.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so that's the only game I really want to talk about. Everything else is pretty standard. We took some upsets that didn't happen. Chargers was there with the Patriots up until the end, and then they did what Chargers do, and everything else is pretty standard. I went 9-4. Mink went 6-7 in the UE picks. In your pick'em, I had 11 wins, and in our CBS, I had 11 wins. We're everywhere making picks. So, anyways, let's talk about these trades.
So, do you want to talk about the trades, or do you want to do picks first?
I want to do trades. I want to talk about these trades.
Okay. So, which trade caught you by the most surprise?
The trade that caught me most by surprise. So this is like. Initially, it was Jay Ajayi. I was like, Jay Ajayi traded to the Eagles. But then, right before the deadline, after the deadline, I get notification that Kelvin Benjamin was traded. So to me, I was shocked initially by Jay Ajayi, and then I was even more shocked when I saw Kelvin Benjamin traded to the Bills, because it's just funny that comes 2 days after. Everybody knows by now because we're late with this session, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to say it anyways. Cam Newton's on the podium on Sunday saying, if you're in a foxhole, Kelvin Benjamin is one of the few men you want there with you because he'll go to battle with you and always have your back. And, they're really good friends. That's his best friend on the team. And then the GM owner just says, all right, well, we're trading him, and we're going to get a second and a fourth-round draft pick for him.
Bro, it's crazy. Like... See, as shocking as those were, I'm gonna go with the first trade. What was it? The first trade? Was the Houston Seattle trade the first trade, or was the Niners New England trade?
I mean, it depends on when you got the notification. The Houston trade was one of the first trades, yes, followed by the Jimmy Garoppolo trade that came up a little bit later.
I'm talking about the Jimmy G trade, and here's why it surprised me. One, New England had the option. Or the rumors were this offseason, I guess is how I should say it, that teams like the Browns and, I don't know, probably the Jets or whatever other, whichever one of these other franchises needs a franchise quarterback, were willing to give up a first, possibly multiple first-round picks for Jimmy G this offseason. New England says, hell nah, we don't want none of your picks. He's our guy. We're not letting him go anywhere. Just to be halfway through the season, they were like, all right, bro, Brady looks good enough. Just send him over there and get what we can for him. A second-round draft pick? That's it?
Yeah, but that's the Patriots. Does that really surprise you? They didn't know what Tom Brady was going to be like at 40 and 41 this season, and so they wanted to hold on to the guy just in case Tom Brady comes out and Father Time slaps that you can't play no more stamp on his forehead. And it didn't happen. Well, I'm pretty sure that he's in a contract year this year, and they're not gonna franchise tag him. Or even if he has one more year, I'm not sure what his contract situation is, but they're not gonna franchise tag a backup quarterback. So they said, okay, Tom Brady is still great, playing at an elite level, so we're not gonna use Jimmy G this year. So let's see what we can get out of him. Yes, and they got a second-round draft pick from a winless team, so it's gonna be an early second. So they say on draft night, this is a late first round because it's like the first or second pick in the second round, so it's a late first. So they basically got a late first for him, but they can go get another quarterback in the draft this next offseason. You know what I mean? So, and then they turn around and get Brian Hoyer, his backup from a few years ago, for nothing. So they signed him to a 3-year deal. So, I mean, it works out for the Patriots as it always does.
I mean, I guess you're not wrong, but man, it's the definition of buying low and selling high.
Oh well, very true, but
But instead of that, they
sold low.
Bought high and sold low.
I mean, that's true. They're
Like the
paying.
Niners bought high.
Well, they're paying Brian Hoyer more than they're paying Jimmy Garoppolo to be Tom Brady's backup. So they bought high on Brian Hoyer and they sold low on Jimmy Garoppolo. So I understand what you're saying, but there's some teams that just get a pass until I see that they to what they're doing is not working anymore. And Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft is one of those teams where I just don't question anything they do.
Yeah.
But man.
I guess we'll see.
Wild NFL trade deadline. That was one of the most wildest ones I've ever seen. And I kind of want
normally every year. Oh, my bad.
Well, I kind of want to get into the Jay Ajayi trade, and it's because
that's what I was about to go into.
I'm a Cowboy fan. It's no secret. You listen to this, you know me. You know I'm a Cowboy fan. But
if you watch the live feed, he wore a Cowboys jersey
and a Cowboy beanie hat. What up? So I have so many Eagle fans in my office. Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. Jay Ajayi, 1,200 yards. He's now with the Eagles. Yada, yada, yada. Pump your brakes. How many times have I had to tell people before they start to listen to me, Jay Ajayi is not that great. When I have a running back, I want consistency. And I think the bar of consistency is 70 yards for a running back, depending on how many carries you get. I understand that, but about 70 yards. Jay Ajayi had 3 games of 200 yards. He started 13 games after the Arian Foster injury and his retirement, right? So he started 13 games. He had 3 games of 200 yards. Great, phenomenal games. His other 10 were under 70 yards. So which one speaks more volume? It's a legit question. Which one speaks more volume? 10 games or 3 games?
I mean, 10.
Exactly. So I'm not saying he sucks, but and it's great value. You got a rookie contract running back for a 4th round draft pick, which is like a pack of bubble gum. Yeah, there's a handful of great 4th round draft picks. Dak Prescott comes to mind recently, and you can make something with that 4th round draft pick. But man, just pump your brakes with what he did. When half your yardage come in 3 games, and the other games you are under my benchmark of being a good running back, calm down. I would have liked to see the Philadelphia Eagles get that Marcus Brown character from the tackle because they lost Jason Peters. Like, that's what I would have rather seen the Eagles do. And I would have been like, damn, okay, the Eagles have this shit locked up and sewn up in the NFC because they already have a 1-game lead over the entire NFL. But they didn't do that.
Hey, did you see the thing where someone tried to do the same trade like on Madden?
The Jay Ajayi for a 4th?
Yeah.
No. What did it say? Let me know
it
what
got denied. Madden wouldn't accept it.
That's funny.
Damn.
That just means the Bills the Dolphins sold low, and I guess you didn't buy high on a 4th rounder, I guess, but they got Jay Ajayi for a 6th rounder due to his knee situation, bone on bone thing. But it's a great trade for the Eagles. It is, but all Eagle fans this season needs to pump their brakes. Like, he's not going to be the focal point of the offense right now. He's not. This is more of a
I wish I had the stat
year.
for how many times do the Eagles run the ball a game?
Not a lot. They don't even run the ball a lot. Oh man, I want to curse so bad right now because you're right. Thank you. They don't even run the ball a lot. They step back and let Carson Wentz fling that ball around 30+ times a game. I mean,
and that also might be because they have LeGarrette Blount as their running back, though.
But he's averaging 5 yards a carry, bro. Like, he's actually running the ball effectively and efficiently when they give him the ball, but they just don't give it to him a lot. So I'm
trying to pull it up, but
yeah, I'm trying to pull it up real quick too. But they don't run the ball a lot by any means. So it's almost like, whatever, man. I don't know. They should be excited for next year. This was a big move for next year when he's on his rookie contract here. So you got him for very cheap, and you can run him into the ground, which there's nothing wrong with saying that. That's what these teams do to these running backs, and then they don't want to pay him after that. So it's a great trade for next year. Anyways.
Hey, can I just beat you to something, though?
Do it. What's up?
Dud of the week, Jay Ajayi. Do not start him.
No, definitely do not start him. I mean, Doug Peterson already came out and said Blunt is the starting running back. They have a bye week next week, maybe week 11. He might take 15 carries and start working that, but he's not gonna come in and do what like Adrian Peterson did week 1 of being on the new team. He's not going to. So just pause your expectations. But
I mean, even if he started, I wouldn't. What's it called? I wouldn't play him. Not
of
against
course
Denver.
not. They play Denver. No, I wouldn't do it yet. No.
Denver's stopping every running back that's there.
-1.
Ooh, hey, so it's gonna be breaking news for us because I'm sure you just got the report. But did you see what owners have to hand over their phone and email records for the Kaepernick case?
Oh, yeah, I just got it. That's crazy. Well, it gives those big two names, so you can probably click and read the report. Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft are the two biggest owners next to the Redskins owner. Jesus, I can't think of his name off the top of my head right now. But, yeah, it says among other owners, though, so they're just trying to verify and prove that there's no collusion, man. They're doing their job.
Bro, there's going to be collusion.
Oh, I bet there is. I guarantee there is.
I don't see how there wouldn't be. And it might not be like, hey, don't sign nobody. But it'd probably be like one of them sending like a text out being like, none of my friends would let him sign with their team.
Yeah, it's going to be coded. It won't be don't sign him. It'll be coded something like what Jerry Jones said. If you play on my team, you will stand for the anthem. And other owners should feel the same way. Like, oh shit, Jerry Jones is a powerful man in this NFL. Like, he has a lot of pull, so I should probably fall in line with Jerry Jones and Robert Kraft and yada yada. So it's gonna be stuff like that. I don't think there's gonna be a blatant text that says "Do not sign this guy." And what's funny, they have to give their cell phones. Like, you can delete messages. You have to go to the actual server, yeah, to pull up the actual records. But that's what's gonna come next. I guarantee it. Anyways. Week 9 is here. I said I was going 13 for 13. That ended Thursday Night Football, as it always does. So I got to say I'm going 12 for 13 for you other guys that are listening today. Are you going to go 11 for 13 now?
No, I'm going 12 for 13, bro. I told you. I always say 12 for 13 because I always get Thursday night wrong.
So we're going to agree on every single pick then. Let's get to it. Run the picks. Let's do it.
All right, so Buffalo Jets already played. We both took Buffalo.
That's why we're going 12 for 13.
Work out for us.
Let's do it.
All right, first game. Atlanta at Carolina. The Kelvin Benjamin-less Panthers.
Yep, but Carolina's at home. I think Cam Newton. So the reason why they got rid of Kelvin Benjamin, 2 reasons. One, they didn't want to pay him that money. He's in his 4th year this year. Obviously, he only played 3 because he sat out a whole year. And that the new GM didn't want to pay him that money next year. So that's why they got rid of him. And secondly, they said that Cam Newton was focused on Kevin Benjamin too much and he has other weapons and need to spread the ball around, which he will this week. I'm going with Carolina.
Okay. I am going with the Atlanta Falcons.
Bro, you can't go 12 for 13 if you don't listen to me.
Shit. I'm going Atlanta Falcons. Division game, it's going to be a battle. I'm going to put the rock in Freeman's hands over whichever one of these running backs on the Panthers says they're a running back this week. And I'm going to take Julio Jones over Devin Funchess. And I'm going to take Matt Ryan over Cam Newton. So
Next.
I'm going Atlanta Falcons. Cincinnati Bengals at Jacksonville Jaguars.
Jags. I don't trust Andy Dalton as far as I can throw his ass.
So I think this is going to be the upset. I'm going to go with the Jags, but I just want to put that out there that I think this is going to be the upset.
Then take the Bengals. You got to go 12 for 13?
Nah, I'll be all right.
All right.
I don't trust. Every time I go with Andy Dalton, he turns into Bad Andy.
Yep.
So
Dud of the week, AJ
right, so
Green. I hope I'm wrong, but oh man.
Oh, L.A. Rams at New York Giants.
The L.A. Rams and New York Giants. Both teams coming off a bye week, but one's looking for the playoffs. The other one's trying to figure their shit out and look for a top 10 draft pick. maybe top 5 actually. Give me the Rams. They'll keep finding ways to win games.
I agree. Damn, we're gonna agree on everything, I think, except this next one. No, we're agreeing on that one too.
Let's see. What
All
is
right.
it?
The Brock Osweiler-led Denver Broncos versus the Ajayi Ran Eagles.
It's not Ajayi Ran yet. I see what you're trying to do though.
I know, but it's just I want to say cute, but that's kind of so I'm not gonna do it. But
This is my upset of the week because the Broncos defense is for real. The Broncos defense is legit. The Broncos defense is better than the Super Bowl winning Broncos defense of 2 years ago. Yes, it is. Check the numbers. The only difference is Trevor Siemian is playing like doo-doo, and they can't seem to figure out which running back they want to run the ball, so they're trying to employ all 3, keep it fresh, keep the bodies fresh for the fourth quarter. If Brock Osweiler is even a fraction better than Trevor Siemian, they win this game. If Brock Osweiler can complete passes to Demaryius Thomas, you get Emmanuel Sanders back. A.J. Darby looking like a real weapon at the tight end position. Finally, you got a tight end again. And you can run the ball.
You got to remember though, we have Jake Butt coming back soon too.
Well, I understand that, but I don't think he's playing this game. But if he's a fraction better than Trevor Siemian, you guys win this game. I'm going with the Broncos.
So, have you listened to any of to Brock's interviews this week?
No.
Bro, he sounds relaxed. He sounds confident. He sounds like he's been here before. The team's behind him.
Oh, the team is so happy. The team is happy to have a new change at quarterback. Oh, I'm telling you.
Oh, definitely. Chris Harris Jr. was like, they asked him, they're like, what do you think the problems are? He said, we've had the same problems for 2 years. I think you guys have figured it out by now.
Yeah, they're not shy about it. They're not shy about it anymore.
Damn. But, and I do want to say this. The problems right now, I know the quarterback will always take the focus. The problem is our offensive line. Because almost every one of Trevor Siemian's interceptions was when he was scrambling outside the pocket trying to make a play happen.
You said almost. Okay, you said almost. That pump fake, that wasn't a pump fake to Marcus Peters, that shit was ugly.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm going with the Denver Broncos because that's my team, and I think that they're going to win. I think the defense is going to have a phenomenal game, though.
Yes. I predicted
the
5
defense
sacks
is
and
gonna have
at least 1 turnover.
I'm going to go with a touchdown.
Ooh, make it easy for
A
Brock
fumble
Lobster.
recovery for a touchdown or a pick six. Or maybe
Nice.
even like a kick return or something, but with the special teams. But their defense special teams for fantasy purposes will have a touchdown. Your phone is blowing up, bro.
I know, man. I know. That was my mom. I declined it. Shout out to my mom. Oh. Yes, this is why I declined your phone call right now because I am recording the next UE segment with my co-host.
All right, so we have the Indianapolis Colts versus the Deshaun Watson-less Houston Texans.
Man, I was like, this is my lock of the week. I was so happy. I was like, this is going to be one of the easiest games to predict. Then Deshaun Watson tears his ACL in practice. Non-contact, by the way, which is never good. Never good. Oh, my God. Brisket. You got Jacoby Brisket and Tom Savage. Give me the Texans just because they have better talent overall on both sides of the football. But I'm not happy no more. It's not my guaranteed lock anymore. But give me the Houston Texans.
Hey, who would you play fantasy purposes? Would you play Brissett or would you play Savage?
I'll play Brissett.
Against those defenses.
I'll play Brissett. I think Lamar Miller has a big game. I think Will Fuller could get behind the defense one time and maybe Savage hits him. Maybe. But I would play Lamar Miller, but I would play Jacoby Brissett out of the 2 quarterbacks easily.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with these targets because you have DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller looking like legit wide receiver ones in fantasy football.
I know, and that dropped significantly. What's funny is, like, this game had a potential to be even a shootout because Houston Texans defense is not what it once was last year. You got Jadeveon Clowney, but that secondary is getting torched by a few quarterbacks, actually. And this actually had a chance to be another kind of shootout, 31-28, some 34-31 game. Then one injury takes place, and this game is probably going to be some 16-13 Texans victory. Actually, that's my prediction. 16
Okay.
to 13 Texans.
Okay, I'm taking the Texans just because when you line up the teams, the Texans defense can still keep them in the game. They're getting burned by great offenses. Indianapolis does not have a great offense.
Oh, pump your brakes, young man. Pump your brakes. That Seattle offense
Tampa
is not
Bay,
great.
I mean, it looked pretty good last week. Tampa Bay at New Orleans.
Well, shout out to AJ who paid me my money because I told them Bucks were going to finish last. They're just not ready to take that next step. They have no identity. Winning teams have an identity. They don't have one. Saints, 5-game winning streak. Go ahead. What's up?
Quarterback with the hurt shoulder.
Whatever.
They
Cry me
also
a
have
river.
a quarterback with the hurt shoulder.
Cry me a river. Everybody's banged up and injured right now. He wants to play, then play for your team and go out there and show up and show out. Give me the Saints. They continue to win football games.
I concur. I'm not taking Tampa Bay again. Baltimore, Tennessee.
Oh, this is gonna be one of those ugly games like the the Texans Indianapolis game. Baltimore and Tennessee. One team coming off a bye week, getting a little healthy. One team just blew out the fence 40-0 and got 10 days rest. So a mini bye week. Give me the Ravens.
So Flacco's fully healthy, right?
Yep. Give me the Ravens. Just because of that. And he has his weapons back. Mike Wallace should play. Jeremy Maclin. They were 2-0 when both those receivers were on the field, and they were getting down and going down the field and trying to and scoring points. Give me the Ravens.
All right. Man, what happened to Tennessee? They started off looking pretty good. I'm not gonna say great. They look decent. They just been playing like booty lately.
People have figured them out, dude. That's another thing that they don't have an identity. They want to be the smash mouth run downhill football team, but then they went and got Eric Decker and they signed Rashard Matthews last year. They draft what's that Tyron Taylor kid? Corey Davis is back. They go and get all these receivers, so they want to pass the ball, and it's like, you wait a minute. Are you a run team or are you a pass team? If you don't have an identity, you won't be better than 500. That's a fact. You have to figure out what kind of team you want to be, and the Titans don't know.
All right, so in my pool, I took the Titans because I thought Flacco was still hurt, which is poor research on my part. But I'm gonna switch my pick on here to
No
Baltimore
surprise there. Poor research on Mink's part.
What?
I said no surprise there. Poor research on
Trying
Mink's
to throw
part.
shade?
Trying to.
trying to throw
Trying
shade?
to.
Mr. Darren McFadden's gonna be the starter for the Cowboys.
I said he'll be the back to own for the 6 weeks Zeke's out. Zeke's not even out yet. Can we get to that game?
No, because Zeke's never gonna be out. I seen this meme today where it was a guy like in the doctor's office, and it was like, "Sir, you've been in a coma for 5 years. How do you feel?" And he was like, "Are they still trying to suspend Zeke?"
That's pretty good.
All right, Washington at Seattle.
Seattle next.
You know what's funny, right? Is every time we've ever picked like that without even giving it thought, we've always been wrong.
Have we?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm still saying Seattle. You can't trust that Redskins offense. Who's their best receiver? Nobody knows. They can't run the football. That defense can't stop nobody.
Hey, you think Terrell Pryor goes back to the Browns?
No, he's on a one-year deal. I really believe he does go somewhere else, obviously, to a team that can maybe with a better offensive-minded coach or offensive-minded OC. That OC in Washington is booty, man. I don't know what they're doing. Got Kirk Cousins flinging the ball down the field to anybody, and it's not good, man. He doesn't resign there. He leaves definitely.
Hey, Terrell Pryor goes back to Cleveland with Josh Gordon and with a 3-week healthy Coleman.
Dude, that'd be a pretty sick trio of receivers, man. Let's be honest.
But Coleman will get hurt. Josh Gordon will smoke weed.
Stop.
And Terrell Pryor will drop balls. So
Give me a winner, man. Let's go.
anyway, I'm going with Seattle. I don't trust Washington. Arizona at San Fran.
Arizona next.
Arizona, yeah, Grab's not starting, so
AP bounce back
Still
game.
going.
AP.
Yeah, against the number 2 worst rush defense.
Yeah.
I'm sure it will be a bounce back game.
With Drew standing at quarterback, AP's gonna probably carry the ball 20 times easily.
Oh yeah, easily. All right, Kansas City at Dallas.
Free
Here's
Zeke,
our
baby.
disagreement.
Free Zeke. Dallas wins. Free Zeke. Dallas wins. I'm done.
I'm going KC.
Of course you are.
Kareem Hunt wins.
So I read an interesting stat. It doesn't say everything, but it does say what he means to our defense. We are 4-1 when Sean Lee is at the middle linebacker spot in our team, and we are, I think, top 5 against the run. The games that he missed, we were 0-2, and of course Todd Gurley shredded us, and we didn't play that good, and so did Aaron Jones and the Packers. So Sean Lee's there. Not saying Hunt's not gonna get his. He might get his, but his yardage total has gone down 3 consecutive weeks. I think we hold him under 100 total yards. I really do. I really think that we do, and we get this win.
Well, I'm going KC all day, bruh. Just because I want Kareem Hunt to ball out on him, which I don't know if he really will. Look, Kareem Hunt, if you're listening, which you're not, but if you ever listen to this, we're talking about Week 9 in the 2017 football season. I need you to just score, bro. You haven't scored in like 3 weeks.
He hasn't scored in
Just
3 weeks.
score.
He hasn't scored in 3 weeks, and his yardage total has gone down. This is what Andy Reid has done in KC. Think about it. He drove Jamal Charles to the ground, ACL injury. He drove Spencer Ware to the ground, injury, and now Kareem Hunt. Are you gonna? Hey, your rookie running back is on pace to have more carries than anybody in the history of the NFL. Are you gonna scale his workload back? No. For what? No.
Keep going. Break the records.
Dude, he
pedal
is,
to the metal, foot on the gas.
No, you
Let's
can't.
go.
Kareem Hunt is getting beat up with no backup running back. You can't give this dude the ball 30 touches a game.
Yes, you can. Andy Reid just needs him for this year. There'll be another running back next year.
Oh, I get that. That's what I'm saying. But you see that he is slowly digressing. They have a bye week next week. So that's a huge bye week next week. But each game for like the last 4 weeks, he has gone down and just declined in yardage total. It's been sad to watch, actually.
I don't think it's been a continuous decline like you're saying.
Oh, let's go to the numbers.
That's what I'm doing. I'm pulling them up right now.
You're about to be embarrassed. I actually got him on my fantasy. I actually do my fantasy team real quick because I got him on my fantasy team.
So do I. That's what I'm doing.
Of course you do.
So, Week 5, 116 yards.
Yep.
Week 6, 110.
Yep.
Week 7, 117.
Okay. And then week
Went
8,
back up.
what happened week 8? No, don't give me those 7 yards. What happened week 8?
But he played the number 1 run defense in the NFL.
Wah, wah.
And still got 68 yards.
68 yards. 68 total yards. The man only had 46 rushing yards on 22 carries.
I don't care how you get it to me or get it for me. I just need you to get it.
It's going down, bruh. He needs that bye week
and
to come
listen
quick.
to this, just so we can. Were you talking about total touches or were you talking about carries?
Total touches.
Let's see here. Does it say it on here? It don't say it on here. It's like, because he hasn't hit 30 carries in a single game yet. His closest was Houston.
All right, I was exaggerating 30 times. I was exaggerating that, but he is touching the ball a lot.
I do want to say he hasn't fumbled since that one fumble on his first carry.
I mean, what do you want? He had 32 carries against Houston, 32 touches against Houston, 29 carries, 3 rushes. He had 25 against Denver, where his yardage was his lowest of the season. 25, 22. He only had 15 against Pittsburgh, a game that they lost, and 22 against Oakland. So he's sniffing 30 a lot, 25 to 30 a lot. But anyways, let's move on because this is getting long now. I wanted under 30. It's never under 30, unlike Kareem Hunt's touches. Boom!
Oh, nice play.
Not really.
All right, so the last game. No, I'm sorry. We have Oakland and Miami.
I was gonna go with Miami because I just don't trust Oakland
But then
Raiders.
Cutler started.
Well, I actually like the Cutler starting, but they traded Jay Ajayi. Can Kenyon Drake carry that load? I don't think so, but I do like Kenyon Drake as a sleeper potential this week because Oakland Raiders defense is bad, very, very bad. But Oakland will find a way to win this game. Give me Oakland Raiders.
Yeah, see, I don't know if it's good or if it's bad, but we're agreeing on a lot of stuff. So I'm going Raiders too. I'm going with Raiders because Cutler's starting though.
I mean, it's a pretty easy week for games. I mean, yeah, upset, weird shit happens, upset happens. Like look at the Bills and Jets last night. Last night, as in we're doing this Friday and Thursday night happened. Weird shit happened, but if you're placing your money on a team right now, straight up to win, because I know people play point spread, straight up to win, Raiders or Dolphins. Like, come on, this is pretty simple to pick.
All right. So last game, Detroit at Green Bay, division game. On paper, 5 weeks ago, this game would have looked great.
I know, right?
On paper, this week it looks pretty subpar.
It might be a game I only watch the first half just to see how Brent Huntley does after a bye week and getting familiar with that offense with the number one options. Obviously, he's been there for 3 years and he's ran with the twos because Aaron Rodgers, obviously. But in Mike McCarthy, I trust. I trust in Mike McCarthy. They got a whole bye week to scheme and get ready for this Detroit improved defense, very improved defense. But I'm going with the Packers at home to save their season.
I'm going with the Lions. They
I mean,
should've won
typical.
last week.
Oh, they should have won last week? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I
won.
give you that because they wasn't in the red zone a lot. Let me tell you something about this. I'll be done with this. Bro, it is so easy. I think it was a couple years ago. I think Herm Edwards said it. You know, this football game is not hard between the 20s. Everybody moves up 20 to 20. From 20 yards in your 20 to the other team's 20. But when you get in that red zone, the green zone that people call it because it's money time to score touchdowns, people overthink shit. They overthink shit. What was it? I believe one series they had, it was first and goal on the 3-yard line, and you throw 2 passes with Matthew Stafford. Dude, just line up and just run the ball. Just try. You got to try something different because the shit that you're doing ain't working. You're kicking field goals to their touchdowns. Hello, Juju. Oh, wow, boy, what a game he had.
Yeah.
It's
he's looking like a viable number 2 receiver, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Martavis Bryant was not happy after he caught that 97-yard touchdown pass. But, yeah, it's just people can move it easy 20 to 20. Like Kirk Cousins last year had almost 5,000 yards passing, but he only had 22 touchdowns or 23 touchdowns. Because not anybody, but a lot of people can move 20 to 20. Get in that red zone, can you get touchdowns and not field goals? You saw what happened last week with the Lions. They got field goals, and they lost the game.
However, I will say this. Having the Lions kicker on my team was pretty nice. Anyway, so that's the picks. Do we have anything else we want to cover on this week's episode?
I mean, not really. I'll say this. If you want to break out potential player because he's projected 0 points, go get Dede Westbrook.
We haven't did no studs or duds.
No, we haven't done that yet. You want to do that? I'm just saying, you want to break out potential player, go get Dede Westbrook. He should be available in your free agent pool. Dede Westbrook.
So for those of you that don't know who that is the Jacksonville Jaguars rookie receiver who was the number 1 wide receiver in college football last year. And
the number 1 receiver in preseason in yards total. The dude is a stud. Marquise Lee is out. Allen Hurns is booty. Let's just be honest, he's booty. And Dede Westbrook is going to have a chance to become the number 2 receiver, at least for the rest of this season, because, obviously Allen Robinson is hurt. I'm a big fan of Dede Westbrook. I hated him in Oklahoma because he torched my Longhorns, but that's gone. He's in the NFL now, so I want to root for him. He was touted as the best receiver in the draft. The only reason he got dropped to the 4th round was because he had off-the-field concerns. Well, if he keeps his head on straight, he can be a very, very good receiver in the NFL.
That reminds me of what was that receiver for the Jaguars that kept getting suspended? Blackman?
Oh, yeah, Justin Blackman.
Yeah.
Well, he couldn't.
He was a
It's
talent.
off the field, yeah, but he couldn't stop smoking weed, which is an on the field problem. And obviously, it's against the rules. So,
Man, smoking weed ain't no on the field problem.
well, it's an issue on the field because you can't get on the field.
Anyways, so I already said my dud of the week will be Jay Ajayi, and Alfred Morris. Hey, you know what's funny? Look, not that I knew that this was gonna happen or anything, but I literally was doing everything in my power to sell on any Cowboys running back that I had on my roster. And I had Alfred Morris on all 3 of my fantasy leagues. And I was trying to sell him as fast as I could while his stock was up. And now look at me. Now I got to keep him on my bench just in case Zeke gets suspended next week.
And
or the week after.
And try again next week.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But anyways, stud, you got any studs?
Alex Collins. I think Alex Collins has another big game for the Ravens. I think they're actually going to start letting him run with the rock more than 10 times a game, give him 15, 20 carries. I think he can go for the 100 yards in that matchup he has. So I'll say Alex Collins. Give you a real sleeper, no name guy out there.
I'm gonna say start in your flex unless your running backs you don't have 2 solid running backs. But Jonathan Stewart, they're going against the 23rd worst run defense, and they just got rid of the number 1 target in Carolina. So, I expect them to run the ball a little more.
You don't think more of Christian McCaffrey?
He's not panning out the way everyone thought he was.
Still early, but you're right.
I think Jonathan Stewart will get the rock. I would definitely play him.
Obviously, I already said AP as a stud and AJ Green as a dud, so those are my guys right there. I'm done.
Trying to think who else I got, or who else that I've thought about grabbing due to he might not get you 10 points this week. He's gonna have the targets, but eventually he's gonna have some big games because he's the only receiver on their team. Sterling Shepard. Just because he's the only one there.
Evan Ingram, bro.
So,
Evan Ingram is the one that's balling out so far the last couple of weeks before the bye week.
Oh, I know. I got him on 2 of my teams, actually.
I hear you.
But Shepard is back. He has some chemistry with Eli, so.
True.
Anyways. Yeah, those are my studs and duds.
All right.
So.
We will come back to you guys, hopefully before Thursday, and figure this out. See who was right and who was wrong. Typically, I'm right. As you've seen with the picks again.
Yeah, whatever. Hey, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
If you had the option to go do a midget wrestling match, would you go?
Wait, what? Are you serious?
If you had...
If I had the option to go attend a midget wrestling event?
Yes. Would you go?
What's my other option? Staying at home?
Yeah.
Is it Sunday football?
No. Saturday.
Sure, why not? I go if it's either staying at home or going to see something different. I'll go see a midget wrestling. Why not?
My wife said that I was a terrible person for wanting to go.
Dude, we're the same kind of people, man. I'm gonna go watch that shit unless it's Sunday football.
That's what I was like. I said, how are you not gonna support them? That's the only career they have. You want me to just not support these guys?
Circus, being in a circus, but.
I mean, you took it a little farther than I was going to, but yeah.
Well, I gave him another option of a career, man.
And it's free.
Yeah, I'm definitely going for free. If I ain't got to pay nothing but have a beer and enjoy myself, enjoy the entertainment that they are going to provide for me, then I'm definitely going.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go. Anyways, all right, man. I guess this is the end of our show. So, y'all know where to find us at this point. Every major social media platform.
Just Google us. Just Google.
Just Google us, bruh. We are the Uneducated Experts, telling you everything that we think we know.
And nothing that we do.
Have a dope day.